All right, what's up, guys? So today we are checking out the new Helix Stadium. This is my buddy Michael Angelis, guitar player extraordinaire. We gig together quite frequently, and he just got the new Helix, so he brought it over for us to mess with. So we're just going to get into it. You've had it for about a week now. You got it on the 20th, 21st? What was that date?
I think it's the 18th, the launch day.
The launch day?
Or it was like... No, it was right after, so it was the 20th.
Days after, yeah. And you actually did something kind of bold where we both play at the same church, and so you got it on Thursday and FaceTimed me probably like 2.5, 3 hours before we had to be at service, and you took it right away and just played it and just said, screw it, I'm gonna load up a preset. So yeah, so what was let's start with that. Like, how was that experience for you? Like, I mean, what are your thoughts with this unit? Just literally, you were probably the most like plug and play you could literally get.
A little reckless on my part, I'm not gonna lie. But it worked out. I feel like I don't think I could have done that with any other unit so far with my experience that I've had with Kemper.
Yeah. And actually quickly, so you're coming from Kemper.
Yes, coming directly from Kemper.
For how long?
Years, 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have veered off the path a few times. I had the OG Helix for a little while. Couldn't get along with it. I really liked the tone of the quad Cortex, but I had a few bunk units, so those didn't work out for me. And then the Helix Stadium, they launched it, and I hopped on the pre-order immediately.
Yeah.
But so that gig, like you said, I showed up, pulled up like the most appropriate preset I could find for the gig. And, I made a few changes, like...
do you remember what preset it was that you used? Like, stock one?
It was like I think it was called like the Brit Mega Guitar or something like that.
It was a Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a Plexi, and then it had a bunch of like very usable effects right off the bat, very usable drive sounds. It sounded great. But yeah, it worked out. I mean, I know, a little reckless, but... Yeah, I
mean, it sounded good.
Yeah,
like I was right there with you and stuff like that, and we were all a little bit shocked. Do you want to talk about the one issue you did have?
Oh, I did. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's Bug City now.
No, there's been, if you're on the forum, I think we both agree that we're both on the Line 6 Stadium forum, and like there are some bugs and stuff like that, but it's also a day one product, and like it's not nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. Like.
Also, like, super cool of Eric Klein and, like, all the other guys at Line 6. Like, they literally posted in the forum, like, hey, do you guys want this early?
Yeah.
And do you want us to, like, not include Showcase, which is, like, their feature where you can load tracks and it works kind of like a DAW to, like, run a show and stuff. They're like, do you want us to, like, delay it and then include all the goodies, or do you just, like, want it early? And of course, we all voted, like, send it now!
It was a resounding, we want it now.
Resounding, give it to us. So, I mean, we got what we asked for. So I was expecting some bugs, but other than that, like, I mean, it's running great. Oh, so what happened? I will admit, I mean, that's a long amount of time for it to have it running, but around the 7-hour mark, I stopped outputting sound completely, and nothing I could do would change that, changing presets, nothing. So I just had to like literally turn it off, turn it back on. And then it started working. And I've also never seen that issue since.
Yeah.
And I talked with somebody at Line 6 on the forum, and they were like, you should be good to go on hardware. Like, it shouldn't be a hardware issue. Because we extensively tested it for like heat and cold, like highly doubt it's anything like that. It's probably some special combination of effects on a particular preset that cause it to glitch like that. So I trust they'll work it out. And like I said, I haven't seen that issue ever since, and I've had it running for like just as long.
We've been using this thing like nonstop.
Yeah.
So let's get into a little bit of a quick sound sample. We'll start from scratch with some stuff later, but this is your preset that you're currently using. This is the guitar that you've been using, which for the nerds out there, it's a 61 SG standard or SG reissue.
That's correct.
With the Bigsby and 57 classics.
Yep.
So why don't you walk us through this preset you've been rocking?
Cool. So pretty standard. I have 4 gain stages along the bottom in snapshot fashion, and then we've got some stomps. It's very simple. Delay, reverb. That's it. I've got an acoustic patch over here We're not going to hear that today because it's for acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
But
amps you're using.
oh yeah, this one is based on a matchless DC30 jumped channels. And then this is based on a Fender Twin Reverb. So we're going stereo into, it's a 112 for the deluxe, and then we've got a 212 matchless cabinet.
Sweet.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and hear how it sounds.
Pretty cool.
That sounds
Pretty
nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you want to walk us through a couple of your patches and stuff?
Yeah.
Like your scenes?
Let's get a little bit of a push in there. I'm going to switch to the middle position. I like that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Got a little bit of drive. Let's go to the bridge.
Yeah, that sounds all. I mean, it's just such a good combo. Like
Ooh.
a good British amp and a good American amp, like together. That was the first thing I did when I got my like quad Cortex. It's like both coming from Kemper. It's like, oh, we can use stereo amps now. Like crazy. And so yeah, having that combination, like it's such a nice balance. That sounds awesome. So what have you like kind of noticed now that you've had it for a week, going from Kemper to quad, or to Helix, like the new Helix? Like, what are some of your thoughts?
Man, I have
Not
a
to
lot.
say one's better than the other, but
I have a lot of thoughts. I'll try to hit some of like the biggest points. So not even tonally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just on hardware alone, I know that the A to D converters are very high quality on this unit.
Mm-hmm.
The actual input sensitivity is very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm noticing a level of fidelity just on like pure sound quality alone.
Yeah.
If you remove the modeling or the capturing or etc., just that alone, I feel like I'm hearing and feeling more sensitivity on the input on the guitar. And then there's of course the tones, right? Sure. I had a buddy come over and we kind of shot out the Kemper. I mean, and I know they have a Mark II, so let's be fair on that.
This is with the original Kemper stage.
This is the latest and greatest unit from Line 6. So yes, we're a couple years ahead. But just for funsies, we kind of shot them out. Not even the same patch, just like ballpark. Kind of like what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah.
But man, the dimension from this unit is wild. Like I haven't ventured into IRs with this. I honestly don't think I will.
Really?
Because the cabs are so good.
Yeah.
I would say dimension is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Great
Fidelity, great note definition in the low end. But what I notice between this and the Kemper specifically is just it sounds like I'm hearing an amp in the room with this, and the other one, it's kind of making it sound digital. And I never thought I would say that about a Kemper because they've always been in my mind like, oh, such a great amp sound, and they sound great. But when you put them side by side, I was like, man, this is making the Kemper sound kind of like an older digital unit.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about the other day, like where I feel like Kemper was at its best. And I was also a Kemper stage user up until like earlier this year. So I think it's a great unit. But I feel like it was kind of at its best when it was kind of in the form of like an amp head on top of a cabinet and stuff like that,
Sure.
or like used as a direct out, like, but using it for mainly that amp sound. But yeah, these new Agora modelers, and we were saying this as well, both about, the Quad Cortex just got a huge update, and then this coming out as well. Like, it's kind of crazy how, like, I feel like every year something comes out and it's like, oh, this is the best it can get. And then something new comes out, we're like, oh, never mind. It sounds even more realistic and more, even better now and stuff like that. And so one thing that I want to hit on is the size of this thing. Like, it's really hard for it to come across, like, until you see it in person, like, on on video, like we both watched every video about this thing leading up to it, and like it looks kind of smaller. This whole thing with a pedal and everything is the size of the Kemper stage. The screen is awesome. The screen is massive, and it's matte finish. Like you'll see it a bit, and like we're gonna do, follow, like, and subscribe, all that stuff, because the next video we're doing is a comparison directly between the Cod Cortex and the Helix. But even like sitting here right now, like the matte screen is actually, I don't think either of us knew about it. I don't think it's even been touched on much, but just for glare alone, especially for recording content as well as visibility, it's got a matte screen, which is beautiful. I mean, this unit is like a stellar design. Like I think my one critique that is I really wish they made and I don't know why, I've got this weird thing with like built-in expression pedals, but I wish they made this unit without the expression, basically the regular, like the smaller one with the scribble strips. But obviously, of course, they're not going to do that, because if you want the scribble strips, you got to get the fancier version. And so, but I mean, size-wise, it is little. Like it is a tiny thing. I wish we had like a regular Helix or something to compare size, but I mean, there's plenty of photos of that now. So one thing that happened the other day, I think this was night one that you got to set this happen too, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of just like build quality, that I know that stressed you out a lot, obviously, because it was your day one unit. We had one of our camera operators just fully step on your 1/4-inch cable in your jack and like kind of put his full weight on it. So thankfully the jack still works. But
I almost put my full weight on him.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know you were stressing, but I mean, like, kind of leading that into like, how do you feel about the build quality of this thing now that you've had it for a little bit? Because I know that was something that both of us have talked about. Like, I know both of us feel like we could throw our Kempers off of a roof and like they would live. So how do you feel comparatively, like going from the Kemper to the new Helix? Like, do you feel like this is pretty sturdy?
Well, first of all, I mean, like, just to hit that aesthetic point one more time.
Sure.
Like, we all saw the renders. We all saw the photos online.
Yeah.
And it was kind of split, right? Like, some people were like, oh, it looks awesome. And then other people, like, I literally had one guy be like, it's so ugly. It was pretty split between people like that and then those that were like, oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks way better in person. Like, let me tell you. It looks so much better in person. And then on the same note, as far as build quality,
mm-hmm.
I was not expecting for it to feel this quality.
Yeah.
I mean, the OG Helix felt very quality.
Yeah.
This one is definitely beating that. I kind of like was not sure about the expression pedal, especially because it looked a little plasticky in photos.
Yeah, totally.
But this is like a solid metal foot pedal.
Because that was one thing that, I thought of as well. Like, between the old Helix and the new Helix, I'm like, I feel like the old Helix expression looked sturdier. So you're liking this one?
Well, when you touch, like, I thought it was plastic. I mean, I guess they said it wasn't, but like when you touch, like, it's cold metal. You're like, ooh, like this is, it feels like cast iron. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's chilly.
It's solid. No, it is really small and it's lighter than the OG Helix, but I will say it feels heavier than you expect when you look at it because it's so compact. You expect for it to be light when you pick it up, but it feels like they crammed so much into it.
Yeah.
So it is like a little like it's very concentrated weight. Like it's very hefty for the size, but it's not heavy at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, we've talked. Similar boat. I think the unit looks awesome. I mean, I think the touchscreen is massive. I mean, and again, the matte finish is like doing the Lord's work. Scribble strips, like I noticed a lot of people not a lot. There was but I noticed I think more than one guy mentioned that they had either a bunk scribble strip or like one was kind of fading. Have you noticed any issues with your scribble strips on your unit? Like it's been.
I got good ones.
You got good ones. They're OLED.
They are OLED. The visibility is great. I'm so happy to have scribble strips instead of just like memorizing muscle memory where things are, and not every preset is the same also, which makes things a lot easier.
Yeah. And I guess like in terms of like workflow going from like how's the transition been going from like rigs on Kemper to scenes, like and like kind of a much more customizable as well, because it was 5 rigs on the Kemper versus you have 10 foot switches that are fully programmable.
Yes. I'll say, I've told you this before, I always admire Kemper's Morph feature.
Yeah.
Not everybody even uses it. It is great. I never did. I will admit that is a great feature. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically any rig you have, you can press the same rig again that you're in, and you kind of have like a mode A, mode B, and you can like also customize the ramp time from the effects previous to the next mode that you're switching into and change various parameters. You can basically do all of that and more with the control center. That's what it's called on here, right? This is new to me. Command center. You can do a lot with that. Yeah. I love that you can have any combination of presets or snapshots or stomps within stomp mode using command center. So as far as flexibility, I mean,
you're enjoying
A plus. This is
cool.
This is awesome.
Cool. This is a completely stock preset, right?
This is a stock preset.
Yeah. So it's the Voxy Shack. It's a AC30.
It is.
Yeah.
AC30.
Yep. Top Boost AC30 classic.
Yep.
So why don't you just like give us a couple just basic tones with the stock preset, and then we'll get into this feature next, which I also want to ask you about if you actually like it or not. So
yes.
Go ahead and start off with some tones.
Cool. Let's see what we got in here. There's a little trem. Let's hear what that sounds like. Pretty cool.
Heck yeah. And then, so have you been taking advantage of one of the features that I think had the potential to either go completely overlooked or actually really useful? We were on the side of like, we think it was going to be useful.
Yeah.
Have you been taking advantage of this free, what's it called again?
This is focus mode.
Focus mode.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So like you said, I knew that we were gonna, we were talking about its usability as far as just like quickly getting sounds together.
Right.
And I kind of thought like if I was in a pinch, I'd be using it, but I'm using it all the time.
Really?
For effects, for amps, because it lets you use it for pretty much any block. Incredible. So useful. All the parameters that they have preset, they're all useful. And then I find myself starting there every single time and then tweaking the parameters after that to my liking. So this is the stock preset they have it on for this exact preset. And if I move this guy around, this is Beefcake. Let's take it to Crispy.
So are you finding that like you're usually like going towards like one of the, names that seem the most fitting, or are you just kind of like playing and moving it around as is? Like, are you kind of in between everything, or
I mean,
does it kind of depend?
So sometimes the names are a little obscure.
Yeah, like beefcake.
Yeah, I mean, this one makes a lot of sense. This
Yeah.
one's just straightforward. Like, we know what these mean. But on
Sure.
other amps, sometimes they have some pretty odd, like, names.
Yeah.
So I just find myself trying all of them. Every time I always, like, try them all.
Yeah.
And then, I usually end up in between one of them, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll tweak it. But sometimes I just leave it where they set it. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes their presets are just, like, the first one is great.
Yeah,
So, yeah, super great feature.
So is there anything like that now that you've had it for a little bit that you find yourself like features that you're maybe missing on the Kemper?
The only thing that I can think of, I brought it up earlier, right? Morph.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that Morph controls, I believe is it rig to rig, or is it just within a rig? I'm not sure, but there's one thing that I would like. When switching from one snapshot to another, you can change, let's say on a reverb, I can have the decay become longer. I can have the mix change, right? That works perfectly. The trails work. They do spill every time I go from one snapshot to another. It's very seamless. It's awesome. It would be cool, though. I notice on the Kemper, you can change the ramp time. So I haven't seen that on here, but it would be pretty cool if when I change from one snapshot to another, if I could specify that the trails could ramp into the parameters of the next snapshot and at what time they rise or fall. That would be pretty cool.
That would, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, because Morph essentially is like the easiest way. I mean, you did a good explanation of it earlier, but it's almost like an expression pedal with a button.
Yep.
So like you're basically just going from top to bottom or bottom to top, with the two Morph settings. Mm-hmm. And so, that's a very interesting idea. I like that idea. Listen up, Line 6. And if you want to have some other Kemper users come over to your side of the fence, maybe steal an idea or two. That sounds awesome. That's pretty cool. One thing immediately that I like, I mean, the size is great. It feels really nice under my feet. I'll try this out. It does feel nice. Let's go. Having the 2 extra foot switches feels super nice. Well, technically 4 actually, because The QC is A, but having these down here and everything, and you can like fully customize the order of these, right? Like you could have like 2 of these be scenes and then 6 be or 6 be pedals and whatever else. That's pretty cool. That's super useful.
I haven't gotten there yet, but if you click the mode button,
this one right here.
Yep. So I already put those 4 scenes down there. I kind of am planning to have like those 4 slots always be those gain stages.
Sure, yeah.
And then just change the stomps around it. So I can
that's cool.
So I can kind of have like 2 songs.
Yeah.
Or like, just another set of effects to go through.
Yeah.
We'll see. I may make
Maybe
it
some
all
effects
stomps.
that would be like unusable or not like less frequently used.
Yeah.
Like throw a chorus on there or like an octave effect or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's super smart.
2 pages is awesome though.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I didn't know that I could do that.
Yeah. Fender Twin and DC30 is also like not a combo I was thinking of. I told my homie, I was like, I'm running dual amps, Fender Twin and matchless, and he's like, do you know how loud it would be to make those sing loud together?
Oh my gosh.
Like live?
Yeah.
But with modeling, it's like,
you can just do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, you can just do it. No, it's great. That's awesome. And then you said you really like the pillars, which this is like based off of a plumes from Earthquaker. Yeah, that sounds great. This thing's pretty rad. I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed with it. And so, I mean, yeah. What are kind of your overall thoughts? I mean, any drawbacks that you found? I know you returned the gig bag. We could touch on that a little bit.
Ooh,
that's a little bit of a hot topic and stuff
there
like
we
that.
go.
But you did get the combo with the bag, and you weren't a fan. You weren't hugely a fan of it.
No. So the quality is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the little latches too, to close the actual bag. Super great. My issue with it is that it's top loaded.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I put it in like you basically have to use one hand because you have to hold the bag open because it's a top loaded bag.
Yeah.
That's going to get old so fast.
Yeah.
So I quickly recognized that and decided to return it to my Sweetwater
You're not
rep.
using the first size as well. I mean, this thing fits pretty flawlessly, like pretty compact, but this is a Pelican 1510.
Tiny case.
Super small. Like that could be your carry-on on a flight. Like if you're doing a flight aid or something. Like you could take this and your guitar both on the plane.
Yep.
And just put your laptop in your mono case and call it a day.
Totally.
Like or whatever else you need in your suitcase.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, dude, overall thoughts, like any other kind of like things that you've noticed, like drawbacks, other than like maybe the rare bug or two. But again, that's something that it's not even really worth touching on because it's gonna be fixed in updates, presumably.
Yeah, I have 2 requests.
Okay.
Immediately. Okay, I guess 3, including the morph thing.
The one, yeah. You
If we
mentioned earlier.
if we could do that, that would be awesome. So this is true, really, of all modelers, all capturing devices. So it's not unique to this device, but even with the Kemper, okay, I'll give this to Kemper also. I would say that to dial in the balance from preset to preset and even from rig to rig, I don't know specifically what kind of normalization they have going on, but whatever they're doing, it works very well. I found myself having to tweak very little to get different rigs to be normalized and to not have a big difference in volume, even from clean to distorted sounds, and then, preset to preset, amp to amp. It was very cohesive in that sense, very consistent. But I think that's kind of unique to Kemper, to be honest, because when I had a Helix, I had to do a lot of level matching. My time with the quad, I did a lot of level matching. So
I just went through a whole thing with my quad with level matching the other day.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's not unique to it, but I think it would be cool if we could implement some kind of feature. Like, first of all, the mixer on this is awesome. Being able to control the 1/4-inch outs, the XLR, and the headphone jacks, like right there with that little selector and the knob is great. And there's a full mixer on screen. Let me just show that. I mean, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So cool. Great job on that. But if there could be some global setting maybe, or preset to preset where you could kind of like normalize them so we could get some consistency, and maybe it'll like check it with like distortion levels or something like that would be awesome. Anybody at line 6?
I know.
That'd be great.
If you're watching. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's very cool. Last thing actually that we kind of forgot to touch on, if you look, so this is the editor. Neither of us knew this. This is connected over Wi-Fi, by the way. This isn't like how most other editors and stuff, you have to go hardwired into your computer with a USB cable. Not only does this thing have USB-C, which is huge, it's like one of the first, if not the first modeler I've seen, like full-on modeler of like of a lot of the flagships that's now using USB-C, which is great. I'm a huge everything USB-C, please. But you don't even need that to connect it to this. It's just, this is over Wi-Fi, and we've been recording for over an hour. It hasn't disconnected once. You've been using it at home like that. I mean, and it connected immediately, right? Like,
I was so surprised when I downloaded the app. I mean, my Stadium was already connected to Wi-Fi. So as soon as I downloaded the app on my laptop, literally, I didn't click browse. I didn't click like connect device, nothing. I opened the app, and then it was like my Stadium was on the screen immediately. Yeah. So kudos, because that was, I've never seen synchronicity like that at this point. Like, great job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Michael, thank you so much for bringing this over. This thing is super, super awesome so far. I mean, and it's only going to get better. The Helix was like a decades-long unit, and this, I have a feeling, is going to be the same. Guys, go check Michael out. I'll put all of his socials in the description below and everything. And then stay tuned, like and subscribe, because here we're going to do a part 2 here soon, where we're actually going to do a direct head-to-head and talk about the Quad Cortex compared to the Helix. So, and we're going to get into some sound samples and everything else like that too. So, yeah, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.